podium to start the year. I'm exhausted having watched the race. How do you feel having driven that one?
Yeah, it was a great race to come home in P3, and I just want to say massive well done to Lando. It's, I think in a race like that, when you're leading, it's probably your worst nightmare, but he did a great job, and also really well done to Kimi to come back to P5, which is a really impressive first race. But for us, you know, it wasn't our strongest weekend, but to end up on the podium, super happy, and yeah, let's see what we can do next week.
I mean, that looked like some of the toughest conditions I've ever seen. A crash before the start of the race, a delayed start, crashes under safety car. How do you keep it on the island in conditions like that?
Yeah, it was good fun. It was, I was quite enjoying it, to be honest, because I was hoping the two guys ahead would make a mistake and I could slip through, but that just didn't seem to be the case today. But really tricky, but that's what F1's about, and that's made it exciting for us, and I hope everyone enjoyed it at home.
And the best start of the season the Mercedes have made since you've been at the team. Podium, you've got Kimi Antonelli, your young teammate, with you as well. It's got to be confidence boosting.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been, all things considered, it's been a really good weekend. We know McLaren are out in front at the moment, but this was a strong result.
Well done, George. Enjoy the podium.
Did everybody.
Unbelievable race. So much going on to unpick through it, but let's start with the finale. Pressuring Lando all the way, somehow through it all. It's you two at the front again, and you've just missed out this time, but brilliant job, well done.
Yeah, it was a difficult race, of course, but at the end it was fun. I mean, of course, Lando had a little moment on entry of 6, so he lost a lot of momentum there. So that's why I got close, and then I got the DRS, so I got close, but it's very hard to pass around here. But it was fun, those last laps, you know, pushing, at least, you know, when you're fighting for the win. But I'm just very happy to bring it home, score good points, and this is, let's say, a decent starting point for us.
Talk us through the call to stay out on the slicks, because that looked like a split-second decision. One McLaren was off, one pitted, and suddenly you're in the lead of the race.
Yeah, I think that was also, you know, it started to rain a bit. They went off, so it was a bit like a panic, like, oh, I need to box. So they went in. I stayed out. The first lap, honestly, I think it was all right. But then, unfortunately, yeah, the weather continued a little bit more on the other side of the track as well. And, yeah, we then had to box. But I think at the end of the day, even if we would have boxed like one lap more, like earlier, we would have still been P2 anyway after that stop. So I think it was worth the gamble, you know. It was quite spicy out there with the slick tires, but it was all right at the end.
Yeah, you certainly gave it your best shot. So what about the car in general, moving towards China next week? Is it better than you expected to be able to fight for a win straight away?
I think it is where I expected to be. So you can see also in that first stint, you know, we were lacking a little bit of pace compared to the McLaren. But it's still 18 points more than what I had here last year, so I take that.
All right, well done, Max. What an unbelievable victory. How difficult was that out there? You had so much to deal with.
I'll steal your microphone. It was amazing, thank you. A tough race, especially with Max behind me. I was pushing, you know, it was, especially the last 2 laps, a little bit stressful, I'm not going to lie. But amazing way to start the year. A tough one because, you know, we went off, but we made some big mistakes. I went through the gravel, a lot of the damage. Just tricky conditions, but these are the ones that are enjoyable and fun and unpredictable. But this time we got it right and we ended up on top, so I'm very happy.
And what were your thoughts? You seemed so calm the whole way through the race. You had a delayed start from pole position. You had Max behind you, you had Oscar behind you, Max again at the end. And then there was this threat of rain coming under the safety car. How much is that playing on your mind when you've just got to keep it on a difficult racetrack as well? How do you keep calm? How do you keep the communication so good?
We got it wrong a lot last year, so I guess we learned from our mistakes. You know, we lost out on Silverstone and Canada through a race like this. So we've learned from our mistakes, I think. It's still only round 1 of 24, but you know, dealing with the pressure, dealing with Max, dealing with Oscar behind me, I was pushing the whole way through. You know, I could relax inside, but I wasn't relaxing from how much I was pushing. So a tough one. So to not make overly too many mistakes, to not have a mistake that cost me anything, I guess I can take a little bit of credit for that. You know, so yeah. A tough, challenging race, but I mean, for McLaren, I need to give a big thanks because they've given me an amazing car. So I have to start with them.
no one was ever going to make this one easy for you. The last laps, Max is on your tail. You have Will on the radio saying, don't over push it. You got the Red Bull just there. How do you deal with that pressure?
I don't know. Just drive, I guess. I mean, Max was quick. You know, I knew I had like good pace, but I made one mistake in turn 6, and he got within the DRS, and the DRS around here is probably like a second or something. So that allowed him to keep staying within that second and have a couple of like little looks. And I had to check my mirror a few more times than what I would have liked, but I stayed calm and I kept it together and I listened to Will. So that's the most important thing.
And it's just race 1. You're now the championship leader. You have the car that put it on the front row with a lockout with Oscar Piastri as well. And you won the race with everything that's thrown at you. This must be a confidence booster ahead of the whole year.
You would hope so, yeah. It is. It has been. My weekend's been amazing, you know, from the get-go, from FP1, FP2, FP3, quali, and now the race. So it's not easy to put a weekend together like this, especially when I got a lot of pressure from Max and from Oscar, because they're hungry and they're competitive and they want it just as badly. So stressful, but I know what I'm capable of. I know what I can do. But like you said, it's just round 1, so we need to go and do it again next weekend and then continue from there. So a long season ahead. We just got to keep our head down and keep pushing.
All right, Lando, stunning victory. Go and enjoy the celebration.